habits that destroy the brain. Beware of them to keep your brain healthy. According to recent studies, there are habits you perform daily that may destroy brain cells and hinder them from performing their duties in the optimal way. And this is what we will talk about in this video. Do you feel bored? Never leave yourself easy prey for boredom. The activity of many parts of the brain depends on communication by talking to others. When you don't talk or communicate verbally with others, wherever they are, these brain functions will stop working, causing you frustration and depression. Always keep in touch with others. Fill in your time and set your goals. Without this brain stimulation, your brain will be like any other organ, prone to damage. You should be well aware of that. Feeling bored for long periods negatively affects brain cells. Now it is the turn of the smartphones that accompany us and may be with us in the toilet. Sayings and research differed in this regard, but what studies didn't differ upon when we examined this topic is that exposure to an electromagnetic field at a certain level of radiation for a long time is very harmful to brain cells. A growing body of research, especially in 2019, indicates that electromagnetic field radiations from mobile phones affect the brains of humans in many ways. Exposure to electromagnetic field radiations could lead to neurological changes causing morphological or chemical changes in the brain and other internal organs. So it is better to reduce periods of use of smartphones as much as possible and not to keep them near the head during sleep, as some other studies have linked between headache injury, the appearance of some types of cancer, and excessive exposure to radiation. Don't forget to turn off your smartphone at night or keep it away from your place of sleep. My friends, there are those who insist on working during illness. If you feel sick, stay at home to rest and eat well. There is no harm in postponing work for a day or even 2 days. When you are sick, your immune system works at its fullest capacity to resist the disease. So you make it worse by going to work, where you are vulnerable to catching various infections, which impedes the work of the brain. Now it is the turn of those who love staying up late and those who suffer from lack of sleep. My friend, you must know that the brain works during sleep just as it does during wakefulness, except that the brain does some additional functions during sleep, such as storing memory, as well as a very important point that has shocked me as I read it. It is to get rid of toxins. So getting enough sleep is very important for brain health. Otherwise, you will have multiple memory problems. Now it is the turn of smokers. Cigarettes contain an enormous amount of toxins. By the way, every smoker knows this information. Studies have proven that these toxins are damaging the brain little by little, especially the membranes of the brain cells, where smoking causes brain cells to shrink and may lead to Alzheimer's disease. This damage appears as an imbalance, and problems caused by smoking can be treated in a very short time after smoking cessation. Now it is the turn of sugar lovers, my friend, who consumes a lot of sugar. I want to tell you important information. Eating large amounts of sugar impedes the brain's absorption of proteins and important elements that it needs, which causes brain malnutrition and may interfere with brain development. And some recent studies have linked between eating too much sugar and the rates of Alzheimer's disease, meaning more sugar intake during the years of life qualifies a person to develop Alzheimer's disease. What is inhaled from pollutants in the air reaches the brain and all parts of the body. The brain is the largest consumer of oxygen in our bodies, and inhaling polluted air reduces the oxygen supply to the brain, which reduces the efficiency of the brain, and therefore you must stay away from the polluted air. It is worth noting also, recent studies have linked air pollution with brain atrophy, dementia, and Alzheimer's disease. And by that, we have finished talking about most of the habits that harm the brain and how to avoid them.